Los hombres huyeron con desesperación, temblaban. Al ver al temible dragón. Alduin es una amenaza para la humanidad.
¿Necesitabas algo?
Brutalidad. Hace falta encontrar a nuestro salvador. Alguien valiente de gran corazón.
Too long, Dragonborn. Too long. I'd say by a whisker, 4
Llegaron
years.
dos lenguas para participar en la batalla que se iba a librar.
For your eyes only, straight from Bruma.
La muerte de
Don't suppose you've heard what's been going on in Cyrodiil these last couple of years?
Los lenguas triunfaron y Alduin murió.
Not heard from young Rigmor then?
Su valor, una era empezó. No habrá más dragones, ni habrá más maldad. Viviremos
Not this
felices
one.
toda la
Although I do
eternidad.
know Rigmor did try to write. Yeah, well, the letters never got returned, so it's worth checking out if they're buried at the border post somewhere. You'll have to go there anyway to acquire the pass from the official. That's why they sent me. You better read this.
¿Quieres tomar algo? ¿Necesitabas...?
What is it?
Dragonborn, if you are reading this, then we have at last managed to find you. You must have heard of the recent events in Cyrodiil, and although some stability has returned, freedom has not. We must speak in private, and certain names have been omitted in this correspondence, but I am sure you know to whom I am referring. She did try to write you, but you could not be located and gave up on ever seeing you again. I don't think she ever got over losing you, but she is fine and well and has moved on. You know her. Never one to sit still. Always looking for trouble if it doesn't find her first. And trouble has found her. Of course she just waves it off, talks tough. And I do realize you have moved on with your life. But I have no choice but to contact you for help. We fear she is in grave danger, Dragonborn. Please come to visit us at our residence so we can talk further. Show the border guards the official pass. Sigyn of Bruma.
What is it? These days, with the border locked down, it's near impossible to get anything through. You must get the official border pass to enter Cyrodiil. If anyone tells you otherwise or offers a way over for coin, be wary of them. Very wary. That's if you decide to respond, of course. Must be like a blast from the past, right? Yeah, well, all will be revealed, Dragonborn. All will be revealed. Let's see. Foreboding? I'm sure it's nothing you can't handle. Must be important. seeing as you ain't had no contact with anyone from back then in a foo. Just keep your weapon in your pocket and try not to whip it out. You'll be fine. Cyrodiil ain't like here. They's all civilised. Got a big thing about it apparently. But something ain't right. I can feel it in me waterlight. There was nothing civilised about what I saw crossing the border. Just you make sure that you keep a cool head. You'll see.
See?
Oh, bit of this, bit of that. Still living at the old farmhouse on the lake. I tried renting one of the rooms to make a bit of coin, but they don't stay long. I don't know why. As it happens, I'm going on a kind of pilgrimage to Winterhold, to the shrine of my mistress Azura. There's a pretty young thing there has took a bit of a shine to me. Arania, her name is. So I'll be taking my leave and seeing as how far I can get my feet under the table with Miss Lenith and try warming her up a bit. With a bit of luck, I'm hoping to coax her down from the mountain and into me little old farm. Likewise, Dragonborn. Likewise. It's good to see you too again, my friend. Now then, my part in this is done, and I have a date with Destiny. So until next time, Dragonborn.
Llegaron los lenguas para participar en la batalla que se iba a librar. La dulce tonada entonces sonó. La muerte de Alduin así se anunció.
Hey, here's another one. What a beauty. Looking across the border, friend. The price is 100 gold. No need for that. Could take hours. A few coin and you'll be over the border in no time. Nah, I'm just trying to do you a favor, friend.
¿Necesitas algo?
Yes, you're cleared to enter Cyrodiil. Feel free to head through.
See ya.
Sarmenti, my dear, please, I'm trying my best. Hopefully I can get a new appointment somewhere else in the Empire.
Well, your best is not enough. We have been stuck out here for nearly 2 years. How much longer do I have to put with those beasts outside?
Everything is going to be just fine.
The way they look at me, it's only a matter of time. What are you going to do about it? I'm in fear for my life.
Oh, Sarmenti. Oh, who's this? Are you in need of some assistance? What is it? Well met. Ah, you must be... one moment. Yes, Captain Grimbald of the Bruma garrison informed us you would probably be coming. No one gets into Cyrodiil without an official pass. This one is signed by the House of Bruma. Be sure to show it to the new Imperial Guards when asked. Yes? What is it? Have you not heard? A lot of changes have recently occurred in Cyrodiil. The Emperor is very serious on immigration control and is quite ruthless in his implementation of zero tolerance. To not be in possession of an official document can be, how shall we say, fatal? Those guards are nothing more than criminal scum and people traffickers. They would wave you through for coin knowing how it would end, like it has for so many others. Those poor souls. Let's just say I have seen them letting whole families through the gates, men, women, children, all hoping for a new life, only to end up bloody, frozen rags in the snow. It's quite sad. They are actually meant to be here to turn away the economic migrants and protect me as a diplomatic service. The new Imperial border guards are, shall we say, more robust in their duties, hence the pass. Your friends had good cause to make sure you adhere to the official channels. Cyrodiil is a civilized province. Acts of aggression against any citizen are met with extreme prejudice. In some cases, entire families can be held responsible by the actions of one. As you now officially represent the House of Bruma, need I go on? Of course, you can defend yourself, and people do carry weapons in case of the odd renegade or wild animal. But you'll find those inconveniences virtually eradicated apart from the border regions, so please act accordingly to the law. Before you leave, do you require any further assistance? Do you know the name of the sender? One moment. Aha! Here's one. Dated mid-2002, almost 4 years ago. Let me check to see if there's any more in the back room.
Hey, Dragonborn. It's so weird being back in Bruma again. I was trying to figure out how long it had been since me and Mom were taken from our home. Must be about 5 years, but it seems like a lifetime. Things are totally so different now, but Bruma is just how I remembered it. Life within the keep is taking a bit getting used to. The Great Hall is really intimidating and freaks me out. But I'm trying so hard to meet the demands expected of me. As a countess? Yeah, right. Did you know Malisam is here? He's such a total ass. It's my duty to protect the descendants of blah blah blah, and is always totally in my face. At least Carice has my back. We've become quite close lately, and I don't know what I would do without her. She's so cool. There's this old guy here called Friathoff, a scholar. He used to tutor the late countess's daughter, and now tutors me, don't laugh, on etiquette and how to be more ladylike. Whatever. Like Countess Rigmor of Bruma. I still think of you and miss you so much. I know I was way too clingy. I hope that isn't why you haven't come to see me already. I didn't mean those things I said, and I hope you don't hold that against me and come visit me soon. I would really like that. Have to go now. They're calling me to the hall to sort out some dog and chicken thing. A local dispute, as is part of my duties. Don't leave it too long, Dragonborn. It's been too long already. Love always, Rigmor.
Here we go. There's just one more dated early 203. Well met.
Dear Dragonborn, thanks for blanking my last letter. If you can't be bothered to come down to see me, then at least write back. How hard is that? You are so not going to believe this, but the crap has totally hit the fan over here in Cyrodiil. Some badass bandit king has taken the citadel, and I've been advised by Freathoth and Malisam to declare Bruma a free city. They totally burned and trashed Leowin, and the nobles are all bummed out, calling for a peace treaty as I write. If you try to come over the border, be careful. The whole of Cyrodiil is pretty much in a state of anarchy. Everyone's running around like headless chickens. It's actually quite invigorating, and I'm loving it. Malisam had to sit down due to heart palpitations. He was like, oh. I totally cried, laughing. Oh, poor Carice. Although I would feel a lot safer if you were around, how's the dragon thing going? We don't get much news out here, but rumor is you saved the world again, right? Dragonborn, when are you going to come and save me? You said you were going to come get me. Are you letting me go? I'll understand if that's what you want, but you need to let me know. I'm in a kind of limbo with nowhere to turn. If I don't hear from you after you get this letter, I'll know where I stand, but I want you to know I will never forget you, and I will always love you. Rigmor.
Yes? There's been a lot of changes, especially over these last few years. We received a lot of undelivered correspondence dating back years when we set up this border post. You must remember the last letter was sent during a most unsettling time. The good news is Cyrodiil is experiencing growth and stability since the new administration. More so after the expulsion of the Thalmor and the possible reinstation of the Nine throughout the Empire. I am sure your stay will be most pleasant and enlightening. And there's one more thing. This was left for you too. Yes? What is it? Are you ready to continue? Ahem. I think I've forgotten something out back. Would you excuse me for a moment? Well met. What is it? Yes? What is it?
Well. Look who's back. No pass, huh? Well, for you, the price is just double to 200 gold.
See?
Are you making some kind of joke? You got some balls talking to us like that. For a lady. My advice to you is to turn around and walk back the way you came. After all, a man's gotta make a living.
Well, moving, fellas. Some folks don't want to listen to good advice.
Maybe she's got shit in her ears, huh?
See?
Well, cry me a fucking river.
Well met. So many raids these days from Redguard nomad raiders. I'll make an official report and have this mess cleaned up. Please follow me. Show the pass to the new Imperial guards on the Cyrodiil side of the border. Keep it safe. You'll need it to travel freely between the provinces. One more thing. Whatever you see down there on the border, please remain calm and remember what I said about who you represent now. Enjoy your stay. What is it?
Welcome to the free city of Bruma. No need for that here, friend. Go through the gates, turn right and follow the road to the blacksmith. There's a stable there if you need one. Some stone steps, the keep is right in front of you. You can't miss it. Welcome to Bruma.
Sí, tengo todo el día. Habla.
¿Sí?
¿Sí?
Buenas noches.
¿Necesitabas algo? ¿Necesitabas algo?
¿Sí?
Halt! What is your business here?
You'll be lucky. She's never here. Better off checking the tap and tack.
Guardian General, I was with you at the Battle of Whiterun, Cassius Legion, wounded in battle. Aye, General, it was an honor and a privilege to serve under you. But, as my friend says, Milady Rigmor is not within. Why didn't you say, pass, General?
It has been 2 weeks since the Emperor requested the Countess's presence at the Imperial City. The Emperor would like to know, no, he demands to know, why the Countess has not made the time to attend. As you can see by my own presence here today, it's absolutely imperative that she does.
I am sorry, Lord Chancellor. I will make sure the Countess learns of the urgency to attend.
One might begin to think the Countess is avoiding her duties to the Empire. One might think Lady Sigyn has become the Countess-in-waiting, while her daughter...
Enough! Lord Chancellor, mind your tone and manners. Please inform the Emperor the Countess will be forthcoming. I shall personally make sure she attends as soon as possible.
Please do. I would hate to have to find and escort her to the palace myself. I think you understand the gravity of this needless situation only too well. You have 1 week from today to comply. Good day, Lady Sigyn.
Well met. Dragonborn!
Farmer's chickens killed by a dog.
We have an obligation to protect and serve the descendants of Morgan of Winterhold. Lady Sigyn is in parley.
Jimmy's dog got into
Come.
defensive and killed me.
We can wait in the cabinet
I only
room.
got 3 left. No one's paying back, my lady. That's a lie. He's let them chickens run round wild. They came over my fence, milady.
How many chickens are we talking about?
That'd be 6 chickens, milady, worth 6 septims, they is. It ain't my faults, milady. I ain't got no 6 septims. Me auntie, she recently hurt her elbow.
Enough! Jimmy, listen to me carefully. If I hear of your dog again, it will cease to be. Do you understand?
Yes, milady.
Malisam, take 6 septims from the court purse and compensate the plaintiff.
As you wish, my lady.
Well met. It's court protocol until Lady Sigun asks us to sit.
Dragonborn! Thank the gods you came! How many years now? Well met. She did write you, you know, but we could never find you. She's fine, you know Rigmor. When we first arrived, it took some time to get used to our new lives. She didn't take too well to living here in the keep. Our old house is now her apartment. I have been left to attend to the more mundane courtly duties, with the help of court advisor Malisam and Master Freathoff.
Guardian, alive and well. I am so pleased to make your acquaintance once again. I seem to have this preference for cold, wintry places. We feel right at home here, don't we, Keris? Please let me introduce you to Master Freathoff, a scholar and court mage to the Countess.
I have heard so much about you, Guardian. It's good to finally meet you at long last.
Come, let's sit. Help yourselves to refreshments. Well met. Martin Blackwell, Lord Chancellor to the Emperor.
A very dangerous man, Guardian. He heads a very secretive and powerful spy network. Former Lord Chancellor to Titus Mead II, and now does the bidding of the new dynasty. His loyalties lie in the sworn oath to protect and serve the imperial throne, no matter whose behind rests upon it. He became bitter after failing to find Titus Mead II, leaving a rather long and bloody trail behind him. He blames the Dark Brotherhood and utterly crushed the underground ring here in Cyrodiil. But he is cruel and devious, and we have good cause to fear him.
Before he can be coronated, the Emperor needs Rigmor to sign the noble decree.
Yes. Our bandit king is to bestow upon himself the title of Titus Mead III. Rigmor has yet to sign it, but to do so, she would have to enter the nest of vipers. I cannot be sure whether they know of Rigmor's true ancestry. If they do, she would be considered a pretender to the imperial throne.
Sethius is a common bandit, Although very powerful, he is no noble. As far as we know, Titus Mede II left no living heir. As the noble houses of Cyrodiil bickered and argued, Sethius took the throne by right of combat, as Titus Mede I took the throne from Thules 200 years ago. Rigmor's ancestral link to Titus Mede I puts her in grave danger if Sethius were to find out.
If all she does is have to sign this document, so be it. But we cannot let her go alone. However much I hate what has happened to Cyrodiil, this bandit king becoming emperor by right of combat, we cannot change that, and don't want to. When the war happened, Sethius sent envoys. We told them Bruma was a free city. We wanted no trouble. I didn't want a repeat of what happened to Leowyn.
It was virtually razed to the ground, half the populace put to the sword in a shining example of the ruthlessness of our new liege. All the nobles, including ourselves, took a chance of amnesty, laid down our arms, and signed the white gold settlement of the year 203 of the Fourth Era. We were left as a free city only until recently. Cepheus now wants us to sign the noble decree as well. Apparently he needs it to legally become part of the Mede dynasty. Bruma is, after all, part of Cyrodiil and the Empire.
He was always causing problems here in Cyrodiil. After the disappearance of Titus Mede II, his bandit army grew so big not even the legions could contain it.
His army would attack and plunder at will. The imperial court, in absence of the emperor, sent for General Quintus Vitalis of the Northern Army. By the time Quintus arrived, it was all but over. Cepheus had marched into the imperial city with some 5,000 men. Quintus could not cross the bridge.
The imperial court surrendered the city. Quintus was sent with the Northern Legion to the Hammerfell border to protect Anvil, effectively stopping Red-Guard nomad bandits from the Brenner River area. You see, Guardian, now there is peace in Cyrodiil. What was destroyed is being rebuilt. There are no raids and attacks on the counties anymore. The bandit army became overnight the new Imperial army. Our only concern is Rigmor's welfare.
Your reputation goes before you, Dragonborn. Everyone knows of the defeat of the New Order and Alduin. But by her nobility, Rigmor is now caught up in this ridiculous power play. We just want her to sign the document and return home. But as Jonte says, if they know, she might not return at all, and we cannot risk the chance that they do. If only I knew. I'll let Jonte fill you in on the current situation with my daughter. I must apologize, Dragonborn. I'm so tired and must retire. Once you've finished here, Carice will show you to your room.
Ah, yes, the errant countess. Rigmor is a law unto herself. I had hoped she might someday take responsibility for her newfound position, but it's not going to happen anytime soon, is it? Really? I'm afraid. You could put it that way, Guardian, but she seems happy when she does grace us with her presence. Of late, she's been spending her time between the Tap and Tack Ale House and the Roxy Inn. The latter is a mile south of this side of Lake Rigmor. If she does frequent Bruma, she abodes at her apartment behind the cathedral, 5th house along from the inn in the lower quarter. Or the Tap and Tack. You might try there first. Ask about. She keeps unruly company, and of late has been in the company of Count Leowin's son, Robert de Medalius. After the sacking of Leowin and the murder of the Count and his family, Cepheus placed one of his trusted henchmen in the Count of Leowin's place. Robert is his son. Sigun and I tried to advise Rigmor that he is not of noble character. We had hoped to match her with the Count of Coral's son. And she took absolutely no notice whatsoever, and did as she always does. Her own thing, essentially. Guardian, as long as she's happy, or as happy as can be considering her traumatic past, we are happy too. However you feel or felt for Rigmor, and I do know you became close, you were, after all, a guardian. Time moves on, but there's something else. Ariel Cepheus is a weak emperor. He is not the true power behind the throne. If it were a simple case of escorting Rigmor to the Imperial Court to simply sign the document, I would have sent an escort from the Bruma garrison, which would have sufficed. As you know, as a disciple of my beloved mistress, I have certain privileges and insight. And there is indeed a very real concern Rigmor would be in danger at the court. We believe Cepheus' wife is a daughter of Cold Harbor.
Rumors are she is 300 years old, yet her skin maintains a likeness akin to that of porcelain.
We believe she is behind Cepheus' rise through the bandit ranks, and ultimately responsible for the usurpation of the Imperial throne. Yes, a vampire. My mistress thinks so. As far as we know, she is never seen in daylight at all. I think Friafoff is better informed to explain further.
There used to be, many years ago, but it stopped all of a sudden after the catastrophe.
Continue, Friafoff. It's all right. You have nothing to be ashamed of. Friafoff was tutor to the former Countess of Bruma, Guardian, and can also explain the terrible manner in which the position became available.
For many years I had served the former Count and Countess of Bruma, and schooled their only child, a daughter, in the ways of nobility, etiquette, and mathematics. The Countess lost her husband in a riding accident when... I can't bring myself to say her name. One night, Sophia just disappeared. How we searched. I never gave up. But as the weeks turned into months, the poor countess became withdrawn. She lost the will to live and died of a broken heart. When Milady Rigmor arrived, she told me all about what had befallen her in Skyrim, how you had rescued Sorella, how a similar thing that happened to Sophia happened to Sorella. That she too had bad dreams, heard voices calling her. I wish I had taken more notice of the poor child. That you rescued Sorella after an encounter with a coven of witch devils, and that they believed that the flesh of restored their youth. After investigating the disappearance of children in Cyrodiil, it stopped altogether about the time the coven was destroyed. Sophia was the last. I fear I must too retire. Recalling this terrible event has taken its toll.
Oh, no doubt at all, Guardian. Rigmor's arrival saved him. They get along very well indeed, and she is rather fond of him. She rarely speaks to me, though, or her mother, if she does come to the castle. She thinks we meddle too much in her life. But she will confide in Friafoth. There must be more to this, a dark set of events, Guardian, something that eludes us. To have such powers of recalling, it all ties into my suspicions, but Cepheus is not an uncommon name. We could, of course, be completely and utterly wrong. I'll have to conduct some investigations. Hammerfell would be a good starting point. After all, a brood mother must have a brood, and fledglings cannot help but make a lot of noise. I would advise you to rest for a while. If there are more sinister reasons to what's behind the Imperial throne, it certainly won't be anything to do with a young errant know-it-all, but we can't take the chance they know of her ancestry. Keris will show you to your room. I must bid you good night.
Well met. Follow me, Dragonborn. You know her as well as I do. Why does he concern you? Dragonborn, it's been a long time and people move on. She did try to write, and it was hard for her to let you go. She depended on you. She loved you with all her heart. But now she is happy again and is finding her own way, however that way may be. If you really love her, really in your heart, you will accept her how she is now. Rigmor told me she was intimate with you, but you must let her go, and gods forbid you tell anyone. You must never tell anyone. Not Malasam, Sigurd, no one. It doesn't work that way anymore. She's nobility, and she is with Bobby now. Yes, Robert. He really is a nice, charming man. He tries. Although she can be a handful, he's good for her. He cares about her. It's going to be hard for her when she sees you again. Please don't ruin it. Go to the Tap and Tack and speak to Colin. He's the barkeeper there. If there are any rumours to be had, he is the one to talk to. He might be able to help you. Failing that, take this key to Rigmor's apartment. If she's not there, you might find some clues as to where she is.
What is it? Rigmor, huh? Saw her about a week ago. She came in here with that Leowin boy. What's his name again? Oh yeah, Robert. There was a bit of a scuffle with some of the locals and his bodyguards. Yeah, he doesn't go anywhere without them. One is a huge ox called Grom, a Nord. The other is a sly little fellow, would knife you in the back without a second thought. They call him Tiny. I told me Lady Rigmor that it would be best to leave. She paid for any damage and they left. Haven't seen her since. That girl? She's a wildcat. Hardly surprising with what she's been through. Watch the kid grow up. The family was well respected in Bruma. When they took them all away, it was quite a shock. No one heard anything for years. Then just a little after the Count fell off his horse, she returned. Deeds, titles, the whole shebang. The whole city turned out. That was a day to remember. She just wanted to be like everyone else. I know recently she moved out of the keep and now stays at her apartment. It's just around the corner. She doesn't go there often though, but it's worth a try. Out the door, 5th house on the left. My pleasure. Don't forget, if you want to taste some fine ales, this is the place to visit. What is it? Can I help you? No problem. Here, first one is on the house. What is it?
¿Qué miras? ¿Sí? ¿Tienes algo que decir?
Welcome to the Tap and Tack. Please, make yourself at home. If you want to taste some fine ale.
One life ends another. Dead man hanging in the tree. He was waiting for his other 3. The wife never cried. Something in the little girl died. Selfish reasons for the wife. Little did she know it was more than one ended life. Little girl sleep. Little lonely girl in deep. Never to awaken to another sunrise. Only then was the wife's errors realized. End one life and end another. Not forgotten. Cast adrift in this time. Paying for someone else's crime. Make my flesh cry red. Cruel words me said. Make me cry. Make me want to die. But one thing is certain. I will not let fate close the curtain. But you will not break me. I will not let you see. I will defy you to my very last breath. Even on the brink of death, I am not forgotten by those I love.
Right. Okay. I've never kept a diary before, so here goes. Frithov has encouraged me to do it. Says it'll be good for me. Actually, it's a bit weird, like talking to myself. But now I've moved back into the old house. My apartment. I can finally begin to breathe again. I know Mom's disappointed with me, but she doesn't show it. As for Malisam, he can do one. The keep made me feel suffocated, and after everything I've been through, I just need a little more time to adjust and my own space to do it in. Frithov has been great and understands, and has been really helpful. Carice too, and the poetry and drawings have also helped me focus a lot. I have to move on, start afresh. I have had to come to terms I might never see Dragonborn again. Those first years were especially hard for me. After getting no replies from my letters, I resigned myself to the fact Dragonborn has moved on too. Even now, I wake up in a cold sweat, calling out, "Who is that sitting at the foot of my bed? Is that you? Have you come back for me?" But it's only the shadows. Apparently, it's normal. You create a certain bond. I never knew that feeling before. You would do anything for those that you trust and come to love. You give yourself freely, openly, with no words needed, with just the slightest passing glance you see into someone's soul. The sacrifices you would make in a heartbeat for that person, no questions asked. The sacrifices Dragonborn made for me. To be free and happy. Ties that bind. For eternity. But I have moved on now. And if they think I'm going to marry that Coral kid, they've got another thing coming, and Malisam can shove his protocol up his ass. I only put up with him because of Carice. Malisam's one defining feature in his life was adopting her as a small child. I finally found out what was between them. She's his daughter and protege. Apparently, on a pilgrimage to the shrine of his beloved mistress, he passed a ransacked burning wagon train and came across Carice wandering disoriented in the road, calling for her parents. She was 3 years old. I love Carice. We share something in common. We're sisters. What a shitty, cruel world we have been born into. Oh, and I have first-hand experience of that. But now, I think I've earned myself some slight indulgence and melancholy. Fight hard, play hard, right? As for Bobby, he's actually quite cute. He doesn't try to handle me with kid gloves. He's honest, caring, and likes to party. And I think he understands me. He listens and is agreeable. And he's fun. I'm going to rent a room at the Roxy Inn. It's so more convenient. Bobby can sail up the Nibbin estuary into the lake. I love it there, by the lake. Reminds me of Riften. I'm sure Dragonborn would approve.
A few more drinks, and she'll be under the table. Lights out. War's over.
Ha! You wish, Grom. I can
¿Necesitas
drink as
algo?
much as any man.
Careful, Rigmor. We don't want you waking up in a hedge again.
¿Necesitas algo?
Butt out, Bobby.
Yeah, but out, Bobby.
Careful, Tiny. Remember who pays your wages.
Come to Grom, little lady.
Hey! Who said I was a lady?
Who's this? What business do you have here?
¿Necesitas algo?
Hmm?
¿Necesitas algo?
By the gods.
State your business, madam, or I'll be forced to...
Buenos
Bobby,
días.
it's okay. This
¿Necesitas algo?
is the Guardian.
¿Necesitas algo?
This is
¿Qué
her.
necesitas?
Please accept my apologies for being so rash. If I had known... Rigmor has told us so much about you, Guardian.
Bobby, you go ahead without me. I'll catch up with you later.
Of course. Guardian, it's a pleasure to meet you at long last. I'm sure the Countess is in safe hands. Come, Grom, Tiny. We have a boat to catch.
Okay.
And where the hell have you been? You have no idea how worried I was for you. You promised you would come and visit me, and you leave it all these years and just appear out of nowhere like magic. What is wrong with you? Well, just don't think you can walk back into my life. I've moved on now. Yeah, I have a new life now. I can't believe you left it so long. How did you even find me? You had better not have been going through my things at my apartment. How could you do that? Is nothing sacred? My private things? Oh, the gods, Dragonborn. Why would you do that? Give me one good reason why I don't slap you and walk away. Whatever. Like, yeah, right. I was only thinking of you. Like after 4 years, Dragonborn. 4 years, and now you turn up like a bad septum. Did my mother send for you? By the gods. She is so going to regret that. And so, now you're here. What is it? Go on, tell me what finally brings you to Cyrodiil. To take the time to actually bother to see me now. Safe? I can look after myself. I don't need someone holding my hand to sign some crummy document. I can't believe you would finally come all the way here just for that. After everything we've been through together. You finally turn up for a worthless scrap of paper. Sorry. Not as sorry as I am. Not as sorry as I am at all. Dragonborn, I have missed you so much. I don't know what to do. Why did you not come for me? You promised you would come get me. Yeah, well, things have changed. As you can see, I'm with Bobby now. Being a countess has its drawbacks. I have to have a noble match, you see. Mother and Malisam wanted me to marry the Count of Coral. Ugh, no thanks. Way too namby-pamby. I don't spend much time at the castle. I met Bobby here at the Roxy. I love it here. Out of the cold, the lake close by. It reminds me of Riften. I've been renting a room here, away from all that stiff-ass court duties crap thing. I need to be who I am. Bobby respects that. He's not really a noble in the real sense. He's fun, and it's helped me a lot to adjust to my new life. Dragonborn, stop it. Of course he doesn't know. Nobody knows. We mustn't talk about this again, okay? But what about you? What have you been doing all this time? So what do we do now? What's been going on? Well, at least that gives us some breathing space. I'll need to change into something more ladylike. How about we go back to Bruma? It's your first time in Cyrodiil, right? I could show you around, some of the places I knew as a kid. Would you like that? It's so good to see you again, Dragonborn. I know it might feel a little strange with how things have changed, how I have moved on, but it's what I want. Please don't be disappointed with me. Well, what are you waiting for, Dragonborn? Go on, say it. Let's go.
Buenas tardes.
¿Qué puedo hacer por ti?
¿Necesitas algo?
Buenas tardes.
¿Qué puedo hacer por ti? ¿Qué puedo hacer por ti?
Let's go back to my apartment first. I'll need to change.
Sí.
Come in. Make yourself at home. Hey, I need to change. Wait here. I'll be right back. So, what about this? Just okay? You kidder. I made it myself. You don't like it, do you? Yeah, right. Whatever. We'll have to go to the castle, but hey, check my stuff out. Did you see my paintings? Neat, huh? Intruder. Oh, har har. Very funny. You see that picture on the left? That's Ren. And those there were my flowers. Yeah, they... well, was never good at keeping things, as you know. That one in the middle, I did that for you. It's my broken heart. And those other drawings? I colored those in with pencils. Freethoff recommended I do that. It helped me adjust. Have you met him? Freethoff is the only reason I go there, apart from picking up stuff. And money. Did he mention to you about what happened to the last countess? That's so scary, Dragonborn. And that reminds me, I wanted to ask you something. Remember when we were walking to Riften that time before the battle? You asked me if I believed in ghosts. Why did you say that? The gods. Oh my, that's terrible. By the gods. Were there any more? That's so sad. Did you read my diary?
You really are something, you know. If you were anyone else...
Dragonborn, come on. Really? Look at my stuff. My pictures, the dress I made, my non-existent flowers that drooped to death. And don't even bother asking me about my goldfish. Do you really want me to pick that thing up and hit you on the head with it?
Come on, let's go up to the castle. I have most of my stuff there. And I need to speak to Carice.
No one tells me anything. They talk about me, they talk at me, but never to me. Come on, let's go. See that? The Cathedral of Akatosh. Isn't it magnificent? You know, when I was a little girl, I always dreamed of one day getting married in that cathedral. A beautiful white wedding with music and bridesmaids and all that, you know, stuff. Fat chance of that. Now I'm nobility. I have to toe the line. Everything is all prearranged. Yeah, I'll be lucky to have any say about anything, let alone where I'll get married. It'll probably be in that burned out wreck in Leowin if Bobby can find the time to get off his ass and propose. Dragonborn, stop. Please, please don't. It's been too long. They would never allow it. What? I can't believe you just said that. What is wrong with you? Hey, you don't own me, okay? Whatever we had, that's gone. You had better adjust pretty damn quickly, Dragonborn. As if 4 years weren't enough. Get your act together. This is a different side of you I haven't seen before, and I don't like it. Not one bit. If there is danger ahead, I need you to be strong. For both of us. The gods! I know it must be so difficult for you. And if this were anywhere else, I would be in your arms tonight. Don't look so surprised. Of course I still love you. I will always love you with all my heart. But things have changed. I did what you wanted. I forged a new life. A life I so deserved, just like you said. It's not been easy. It's been so difficult for me to fit in, to adjust myself. But I need to know you understand no matter how we feel about each other. This is what I must do. No, this is what I want. Please don't ruin it for me, Dragonborn. Please don't. Not now. Promise me. Promise me, Dragonborn. Please don't hurt Bobby. If anything were to happen to him, I will never forgive you. Ugh. Let's go. Hi, old friend. How's the knee? Okay, someone had better explain to me what the hell is going on that's so important the Dragonborn has had to be brought to Bruma.
Rigmor!
Please, calm down, my child. We only have your best interests at heart.
Hey, I'm not mad at you, Freethoff. No one tells me anything these days. How am I expected to behave?
Perhaps you could start behaving like a countess is expected to behave. That would be a start.
Back off, Malasam. I am not going over this all over again. And Mother agreed to take care of things.
And if it were not for her, what then? Do you think she enjoys taking responsibility in your absence? No, she endures. She tires. We're all tired of your gallivanting and flaunting with that common bandit boy, that common ruffian.
Here we go again.
How dare you! Might I remind you the only reason you're here is to protect and serve. Serve being the apt word here, Malasam.
Serve? Yes. And I do. But to protect? You have no idea, do you? None at all, just how much danger your life might be in. And yet you come swaggering in like an arrogant, spoiled brat whenever you feel you can be bothered to grace us with your presence. Look at your mother. She wants only what's best for you, as do we all.
Stop! For the love of the gods, stop it! I can't take any more of this shit!
Shall we begin?
Yes, yes, let's. Milady Rigmore, I feel I must apologize most profusely for my seemingly lack of respect. It was never my intention to push you away, or tell you what to do, or bully you in any way. It pains me to think we have grown apart since our arrival, and I would like to make amends, if you'll allow me.
It's okay, Malsom. I'm sorry too. And you're right. I have been acting like a spoiled kid. Also, let's ditch this milady crap, at least between us in private.
Everyone here has only your best interests at heart, Rigmor, especially Court Advisor Malison. You are bound to your bloodline, and there's nothing you or anyone here can do about that. But it has offered you a better life, and with it does come responsibilities. Lady Sigrun has done her best, but as you can no doubt see, the responsibility has taken its toll on her.
I think it has only been compounded by her worrying about your visit to the Imperial City.
Don't worry, I'll make it up with Mom. Once I sign the damn document, I'll come stay here. At the castle. And resume my duties. Or at least, at best, be here to help everyone take care of things here.
Is Lady Sigrun all right, Keris?
She's sleeping now. She wants you to carry on without her.
No. Please sit, Keris.
Okay, what's the big deal? Then there must be a very good reason, right? Malison?
As we know, Bruma has been a free city since Cepheus took control, and we have been left alone to do as we wish. All the counts of Cyrodiil signed the noble decree, apart from us. Then, all of a sudden, out of the blue, you, Rigmor, are summoned to the Imperial City because of some minor legal discrepancy. Apparently, according to the Lord Chancellor, your name must be added to the noble decree to fully endorse the coronation. So Cepheus can proclaim himself Titus Mede III. It doesn't feel right, and the Lord Chancellor, Martin Blackwell, is a rather slippery fellow, and I don't trust him. As a matter of fact, I don't trust any of them. If they know of your ancestry, that you carry in your veins the blood of Titus Mede I, you would be in peril. All of us would be. You would be seen as a pretender to the imperial throne by blood.
But you know I don't care about all that. I wouldn't even think of it. I don't want that. We discussed all that already when we first arrived. And again when the Emperor disappeared.
Rigmor, my dear child. You would not have any say in where the events would take you if they knew. But we simply just don't know. We can't allow you to go to the Imperial Palace alone or with a small escort. You would be powerless. The Guardian, however,
is the hero of Whiterun, defeater of Alduin, and Dragon Slayer.
Commander of the city garrison, and Guardian Protector to the Countess of Bruma. The garrison consists of 50 men and women, 20 archers, 20 men-at-arms, and 10 gate guards. We have 10 heavy sergeants inside the keep for internal security, all under Captain Grimbold. Affirmative, Guardian.
If they do have any ulterior motives that would endanger you, Rigmore, with the Guardian beside you, they would be forced to think again. With you escorting Rigmore to the signing, we are sending a very clear message. Your reputation goes before you. I would wager your arrival has not gone unnoticed as we speak. If they had any designs on removing a true pretender from the scene, would it now be worth the inconvenience?
If they did, it would be because of their paranoia. It would indeed be prudent of them to remove her. We would find where they sent her, prepare for a siege because any rescue attempt would be illegal, and Bruma County would become outlawed.
It may be this document signing is real, that there are no suspicious activities behind it, then that would mean you simply sign the decree, attend the coronation, and return home. At least, if that were the case, we have also made it apparent we are a force to be reckoned with. However, my mistress has warned me to be careful, that there may be dark undertones. She can sense ripples in the void. Boethiah has become rather fond of you, Rigmore. For whatever reason known only to her, your well-being has become her priority.
By the gods.
The Guardian and I have also discussed the true identity of Cepheus's wife, Morag. But there is evidence to suggest she, for whatever reason, or both of them, were complicit in the disappearance of the lost children that happened over a 10-year period. It all fits in. Cepheus' rise through the bandit ranks to usurp the imperial throne, even possibly that Morag Cepheus owes her youth and beauty to the lost children brought to the table.
How would she do that?
We simply don't know. But I aim to find out. All the high nobles from their counties and their entourage, bodyguards, etc.
It's protocol. If there's one thing the new dynasty adheres to, it's protocol. In fact, we just received word most will be arriving shortly, in the next few days. You would sign the decree and be expected to stay at the Imperial Palace for the coronation the next day. There will be entertainment laid on, and you would be required to attend. You won't be expected to, and you'll have adjoining rooms.
Rigmore, Robert de Medallius will be there with his father, Count Leowin. Please refrain from any uncourtly antics, and remember you're there on official business. You must act accordingly.
Like, yeah, right.
Well, the scenario would go something like this. They will apprehend and arrest you both, but as Rigmor is countess, a noble, they would need to provide evidence to support their claim. The claim being Rigmor is a pretender and is actively plotting to overthrow the imperial throne.
Whatever.
It would have to be watertight. Any negative action against a noble would cause dissent amongst them. Sethius would not be able to contain a revolt now as he did 2 years ago. Part of the agreement, the White Gold settlement of 4th Era 203, was that he would be recognized as the legitimate king of Cyrodiil and emperor of the Imperial territories as long as the bandit army was incorporated into a new Imperial army and distributed between the 6 houses of Cyrodiil. Bruma wasn't counted in the settlement as it was declared a free city at the time, but we still had to pay homage and legally accept Ariel Sethius as emperor, which we did at that terrible time.
Also written into the agreement after the former Count Leowin and his family were slain during the subjugation war was a legally binding contract that no noble house be under threat of subversion and the death penalty be abolished.
Ah, the Nobility Protection Act.
The counter-contract by Cepheus was the Provincial Self-Defense Edict. Any person, no matter their social standing, drawing a weapon to harm others unless in the act of self-defense, revokes their privileges, and they and the persons they represent are summarily executed. Not in the Imperial City, or you'll both be killed. We will all be killed. We are fighting a different battle guardian with different rules.
The worst they could do is place Rigmor in exile. However jittery they might become, the nobility would be less likely to rock the boat, as they say, than if she were executed for treason. He would hold Rigmor as a hostage in exile, to keep Bruma in check. The nobles would all demand it.
Yes, but only if the ratio was in their favor. You can count Leowin out, as the Baron is fiercely loyal to Cepheus. Leowin also has the largest army. Anvil is aligned to Leowin, as they are trade partners, and favors Cepheus for his quick response to the Red Guard nomad raiders by sending Marshal Quintus Vitalis, who commands the second largest army to permanently protect the Cyrodiil frontier against the border raiders from Hammerfell.
Skingrad and Broville, perfectly situated between the capital and the trade ports, thrive under Cepheus. He has brought stability, and they would not favor uncertainty, not now. Which leaves Coral and Cheydinhal. Coral is enjoying a growth in manufacturing and timber exports. Cheydinhal is the agricultural base which supplies the whole of Cyrodiil. In fact, and I hate to say it, Cepheus has brought prosperity to Cyrodiil. Although he usurped the Imperial crown, he did it by right of combat, and is legally sanctioned, just as it was all those years ago when Rigmor's ancestors did exactly the same thing to Thul's the Gibbering.
So I could find myself standing trial?
Yes, my dear. You see, there's no easy fix, not at this level of gameplay. Cyrodiil is a completely different world to the lawless wastelands of Skyrim, or anywhere else in Tamriel. It is a civilized country, where the sword now inhibits, not liberates. Any attempt to overthrow Cepheus would not only be about how many you can convince to join you, but how many refuse to take part.
You see, Guardian, how Rigmor needs you. We need you, but we must be tactful and play by their rules. If we didn't think you were up to the job, Guardian, we wouldn't have sent you. But ask yourself this question. If, and it is a big if, they do know about Rigmor, and she is accused of treason, put on trial, and exiled, would you rather be languishing in an inn north of the border, oblivious to the fact she is being held in yet another prison cell, this time without a friendly Khajiit emissary to whisk her away? Because we will need someone to go in and get her if she ends up in one. I knew you would be learned enough for the task at hand.
We wouldn't want an unfortunate accident to befall her. Cepheus cannot be trusted.
Friathoth, I'm scared.
Don't be, my child. You have endured much worse situations, but we will be counting on the Guardian.
We would need to be quick. Leave no trace and get out. If we could prove that Cepheus and his wife were complicit in the disappearance of Cyrodiil's children, it would be over for them.
Even Leowyn would not come to their aid, but either join the revolt or abstain.
Hey, I'm right here, you know. I don't feel very reassured about all this.
Rigmor will join you if anything happens. You will be permitted a lady-in-waiting. She will never leave you alone, right up to the point of the Guardian's arrival, to wherever they send you.
What's Carice going to do if they want to hurt or kill me?
She will be there as your witness and personal maid, a legal requirement under law. She will also defend you. She has certain qualities. More than a match for any would-be assassin. Isn't that right, Carice?
But let's not forget, what we have discussed may not even happen. Cepheus might not know anything of the sort. You will both return safely, and we can all go about our lives in peace. Any evidence Court Advisor Malisem finds, if indeed there is any, will only add to our security. But both of you must be wary, and keep your wits about you. Look for signs, especially before signing the decree. The Lord Chancellor being too over-friendly. An audience with the Emperor, or his wife Morag. Friends becoming too close, Rigmor. Speak the wrong words, and you can cause a nation to fall or bring about your death. Be careful. We must bide our time, Guardian. Now, please, excuse me. I feel I must retire.
Try not to worry, Rigmor. I will represent you should the time come.
Like Friathoth said, I've endured far worse situations. And I have the Dragonborn.
Come, Carice, let us retire too. It has been a long day.
What shall I wear? A dress? Or keep my armor on? I was going to let you decide. But now I don't feel like doing anything. I don't know. Nah, maybe tomorrow. Sorry. Would you? I would like that. Fuck them? Thanks, Dragonborn. I know. Come on. I'll show you to my room here at the keep. But you'd better not get any weirdo ideas. I hate it here, but I'm so tired now. And after all that, I just don't care anymore. Would you mind using the chair next to my bed? I want you close to me tonight. Dragonborn, please don't. I'm too tired for this right now. Good night, Dragonborn.
She didn't. Yeah, I know, right?
Was it, you know?
Shh, she's waking up.
Hey there, sleepyhead. It's a beautiful day.
Oh, good morning, Rigmor. Did you sleep well?